about the video footage. I've got one of them sticky buds. It's just so nice to hear the birds. And we are really blessed here. We have quite a lot of lovely birds. Don't we, Coco? You were after a pigeon this morning, weren't you? Just keeping an eye on the weather. I think it's going to rain, and if it does, I'm going to have to hot foot it with the camera. Loads of attention, Coco. Made a hole yet, have we? Still really warm here. Even though it's a bit grey, still a lovely warm temperature. I do think it's going to rain soon. Do you think, Coco? It's only little. Yeah, perfect. It's beautiful inside. Look. Let's see how it goes. Oh, it's gorgeous. I'm so glad I got those in, because it's absolutely throwing it down. A really warm welcome back to the Algarve. I did manage to delete the beginning of the video last night while I was editing. So what I'm going to do today, I've managed to put nearly a line of English green beans. Now the reason why I love the English green beans is because they are a lot longer than the beans that you get here. The beans that you get here are about that big, and if you don't pick them at the right time, they go really tough. I didn't do at all well with fava beans, and everybody grows fava beans here, and I really don't know if it's because I just didn't put any pesticides or fertiliser on last year, but one thing that I did do really well was the English green beans. So I've planted yesterday another 50. I always plant more than what I actually need, because some things just don't survive. I have found that a lot of the things like the vines, the cucumbers, the beans, you do actually get mould on the leaves here. I think on an evening that it's so humid that that's where you get your mould coming onto your plants. And you're wanting a lot of attention, aren't you, this morning? A lot of attention. Yes, you are. Hey, let me touch you. Yay. The noise that you can hear in the background is them spraying pesticides or whatever on the orange groves. So I'm going to check the direction of the weather. So they're actually spraying the pesticides in the field behind me. I've just checked on the weather and it is actually coming our way. But I'm just hoping it's far enough away. I'm going to prepare this line for the next, I think it'll probably be peas I put in next. So I'm just going to rip up the old melons. I'm going to put them aside for anybody who wants them by the tree. Yeah, let's get cracking. Oh, melons here, eh? Cucumbers and melons. So, we're going to chat to you about the non-existent customer services, what we've found here in Portugal.
Yeah, I'm afraid to say, Angela's absolutely right, it is pretty non-existent.
We've had several items and had such poor service, and our last thing that we've had drama over has been high pressure washer.
No, it's a well-known make, so we bought the best one we possibly could get.
Which was €560.
And the reason I need it is I need it for stripping walls down, cleaning the stonework. So I needed a very powerful machine that could do the job.
You used it in January around 16 times.
Yes.
And then what did it do?
It just popped the electrics.
It just blew the electrics. So we took it back to a well-known retailer that we've used. Well, over the 5 years, we must have spent about 50,000 in this shop.
Oh, yeah, and project work, yes.
Yeah, and they sent it back.
And told us if it can't be fixed on the first attempt, they'll refund us the money or replace the item. So then, what happened was I then brought it back, but I didn't test it out, thinking it would be fixed. Because there was a water ban, so I didn't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, every time that you get something fixed here, they've got a 30-day to actually fix it. And then, so you always get your item back in 30 days. Whether it's fixed or not is a different matter. But the big problem the big mistake you did was you didn't actually test it straight away.
Yeah, I mean, you expect it to be working. So I actually thought to myself, well, we'll put it away because we can't really use it. I don't want to get in trouble with the water board. Water was very scarce at the time. So then I pulled it out to do some work when everything was lifted. But unfortunately, when I then plugged it in, exactly the same thing happened, it popped. So I had to take it back again. Said that, okay, we'll send it off and if you have any more problems with it, we'll give you a refund. Now this is the second time they said this to me.
So it's gone off again for another month, and then we got it back in September.
But I tested it straight away, and it straight away exactly the same thing. It popped all my electrics. Now I was worried in case it might be our electric point, so we did test it with my friends and did the same thing with his. And this was the third time, and they said the same thing. But I had to send it back. And they said, well, this is the third time. This is the maximum. And the lady said yes, max amount of times. So it went back for 4 weeks, came back, did test it at a friend's house, popped his electrics again, popped mine. So we know it's nothing to do with electrical grid because he has this well-known model himself.
Plus the fact we've got the borehole running off our electrics, we've got 3-phase electric here. Eb uses his cement mixer, so it cannot be our electric.
Yeah, absolutely not. And it can't be my friend's electric because he's got the same thing. So he definitely thinks that they haven't really fixed it. So we took it back and I thought to myself, Angela's going to give me grief. So I thought, if I take it back and I come back out and say they're going to send it off again. So I went to Angela and I says, Angela, you deal with this. Because and then she realises what I have to go through when I have to take items back.
So when I took it back, I expected to get the money back, and I was seeing all these people getting refunds off items because if it is still in the box or it looks like it hasn't been used at all, in the UK that would go back into seconds. Here, it goes back onto the shop floor.
That's what the manager told us.
So the thing is that if you've got something that's coming back in a box, you've actually witnessed that because didn't you buy something from another DIY shop and it looked second hand when you picked it up.
Well, it was second hand when I picked it up.
Yeah, so you literally took that back, didn't you? Because it had been used.
Yeah, heavily used.
And it was broken.
But that shop admitted their fault.
Yeah, and they did change it straight away for a new one. But the thing is, with this, I asked for the money back because this is the third time now that we've taken it back. In the 9 months, it's actually been in repair for 3 months.
Well, 4 months now.
When I spoke to the woman, and anyway, the manager came down and I asked to see the general manager of the store, and apparently it was him. But the thing is that he said that he's not entitled under Portuguese law to give us a refund whatsoever, and he said that will not be happening. And I said, you know, you're out of the 5 years that we've lived here, you know, we've spent around 50,000 in your shop, and yet your customer service absolutely stinks. I said, if this was Amazon, you would have got a refund.
But the thing is, it's never worked really from day one properly.
No.
Well, it has from day one, but after the few times we did use it. So it's definitely a faulty item. Now this brand here isn't notorious for problems. It's a very good...
I don't know, that when I put something on the internet, a lot of people say that they'd had problems with that brand, and especially that model, Abe. So there is an issue with it. So anyway, I have written to both the head office and the makers saying that I want a refund, but this is the issue, that once they have your money here, they don't really give a shit. And short of it, in Portugal, they're not entitled to give you your money back for any item.
We think.
No, they're not entitled to give you money back under Portuguese law. It's the same with the pellet burner. You know, we bought the pellet burner when we moved in here nearly 2 years ago, and a year into having it, owning it, the ignition went on it. I emailed them several times and got the guy out, and he said that the ignition isn't under warranty, and yet in the store it says that there's a 3-year guarantee on the item, and it's not true. It's not a 3-year guarantee at all.
But in small print it says ignition.
The ignition, which is a major part of a pellet burner, let's face it, is not covered, and neither is the interior where the little light is.
But you literally have to go through the entire contract, literally.
Yeah, it's
with
not,
a fine-tooth comb, it's not clear.
the warranty and the guarantees are not worth what paper they're written on. So between everything that we've learned, I mean, you've had I mean, this year we've had the pellet burner go wrong, we've had your pressure washer go wrong, you had a chainsaw which they swapped straight away after 30 days.
No, it was more than 30 days. He went back twice.
And then Ed bought one of those, it's a gun for the...
Rivet gun.
A rivet gun.
But it snapped in my hand.
And he bought a really good rivet gun. And the thing is, he was in the middle of doing the polytunnel, and you can't just wait for 30 days.
So you have to buy a replacement.
So he bought a new one, and then what happens is, after 30 days, he got a brand new one back, which you should have really asked for your money back off that.
It doesn't work like that. Portugal is a beautiful country. Only trouble is, the issue is...
It isn't about it being a beautiful country. We love it here, and we love living here. But it must be infuriating as well for the Portuguese people, because the thing is that when you live in the UK, if you've got an issue and you've sent something back 3 times, you get your money back.
Being honest, I won't buy anything heavy equipment anymore from any store. It doesn't matter how they promise you the protection. I would sooner go through Amazon, or you get a much better guarantee. And I think it's a big letdown for such an amazing country. is that if you buy anything here to do with electricals, engineering work, anything really, you have not got that safeguard, and just don't think even having extra warranty
means
it makes nothing, because even with this camera we bought, it went back so many times.
And I'll tell you, even the camera, even though it's been back twice and it was been in for 2 months, it still isn't right, the camera.
So you
know, it's still, when I've got, when it's out and it's in direct light, you can hear it going. So I might actually take it back before the warranty's up on it, because I can still hear that. And it's not 100% right, but the thing is, because I'm using it for the YouTube channel, I just haven't taken it back.
So we apologise for the little rant, but
no, it's something that you need to be aware of. And if I was just coming here, I'd certainly bring my own electrics and tools from abroad. I know it's a bit different now to when we came, because you've got to pay import duty, but the thing is that I think a lot of the stuff here is poor quality.
They really do need to revitalise or up the game with this, because it's unfair for the consumer, massively so. And
once they've got the money off you, they don't want to know.
Now we were going to invest from this well-known company. We're going to buy solar panels. We still got the ruin to develop. But now I've drawn a line on any form of spending.
And it's
from this. Yeah. I won't even buy a single screw from this company anymore.
It's funny actually, because there's so many people say that they won't buy from that company because they've had exactly the same issue. Once they've got your money, the customer service goes out the window. But one thing to know, that this company has really lovely staff, and the staff you've really always got on with, haven't you?
I've always got on with the staff. The staff have been absolutely fantastic. It's just the after sales.
And I broke my arm and I complained about the bill, because it was double what I had experienced the previous year when I broke my arm, but I had more done to my arm. I emailed the private hospital 5 times and I never even got one reply.
No.
Not one reply.
That tells you one thing: don't break your arm.
Well, the customer service and after sales service here is atrocious, and I actually told the manager, I said it is atrocious, and that was the words that I used. I was just saying about the pellet burner. Nobody ever came to fix the pellet burner and totally fix it. The guy came and told me that it was not under warranty. And I questioned, because he wanted to give me 2 call-out fees of €50. And I said, I'm not paying 2. If you haven't got your part with you, it's not my fault. I'm not paying 2 call-out fees. So anyway, it never got fixed. So you've managed to buy the parts, so you've got that to fix before it gets cold.
It's a very easy job, just an Allen key turn. Put the igniter in.
You're going to have to see if it's the right part before you fall out with the company forever.
Yeah, that's very true. We had a lot of heavy winds the last few days, and it's just totally decimated the plastic on the polytunnel. The sun's literally destroyed the plastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the plastic around the polytunnel itself with a corrugated plastic, instead of having this sheet, which is absolutely rubbish, this stuff is. Now you can buy the clear plastic, and that does last a lot longer. But because of the winds we get here, I think it's advisable just to put a proper corrugated plastic around it, because once it's done, it's done. Hopefully it could even send some really strong winds, so that's definitely the better way to go. Well, onward and onwards. Let's see what I can do with this. See if I can sort this mess out after this disaster of wind.
Eb's repairing the damage on the makeshift little outdoor gazebo area.
Yep, actually, dismantling it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because now it's winter, we don't really want anything too blusty around. But my God, it has definitely moved a few bits and pieces.
So we've got this massive storm that's come up, and it's battered the Algarve a little bit. We're not used to this kind of weather, and usually it's an everyday occurrence in Yorkshire to get high winds and rain. But they have actually put out tornado warnings, especially for this area over the weekend. So if you could subscribe to our channel, you'll see if we're actually here next week. And
Andrew, I'm just
really
going to
appreciate it.
I haven't got a 12mm drill bit.
Which tool play?
Outdoors.
Alright.
You come in.
Yeah, I can do.